Grace, played by Tamara Wall, has been a different character recently to the one she arrived in Hollyoaks as back in 2013 as the sister of former villain, Clara Devine, Gemma Bissix. The club owner is currently enjoying a romance with police officer Sol Reeves, Chris Charles, on the television drama, something her former self wouldn't have been seen dead doing as she was once the queen of the criminal underworld. However, it seems the actress who plays Grace, Tamara, wants her alter ego to return to her roots, but it could come at a price for the Channel 4 soap icon. As the daughter of the later gangster Fraser Black, Jesse Birdsall, Grace has always felt she had a reputation to upkeep, but in recent years, her family life and relationships have seen her drop her hard-face persona. Viewers have watched as she has become a loving mother to Curtis Royale and a friend to former lover-rival, Martine Devereux, Kel Bryan. This has come after years of hardship, having seen her three brothers, Adam Donovan, Jimmy Essex, Jesse Donovan, Luke Jurdy, and Liam Donovan, Jude Monk McGowan, die, as well as her mother, Tracy Donovan, Lisa Maxwell. Before she arrived in the village, her sister, Claire, was also killed off in a hit-and-run storyline, so there hasn't been a huge survival rate in the family. It could be her sister's past that repeats itself if Grace were to make a deadly exit from the show, as she could find herself in the same position as a rabbit in headlights. Speaking about her character returning to the dark side, Tamara said, "This year, I really want Grace to go even further. I want her to do her stupid schemes that go wrong, and have fun." Over the past year, Grace has been a bit downtrodden. But now she has the club back, I'm looking forward to her getting back to her old self. "I love it when Grace does all the bad stuff. It's not often you get to do bad things with no punishment, that's why I love my job. I hope Grace never gets a happy ending because it would be boring," the actress continued, hinting at her exit from the show. Just like Claire, Grace does have a dark streak which could see her do just about anything to remain on the top of her game. During her time in the village, the mother of one has killed 3 people, including her brother Liam, and has made countless attempts on other people's lives. Unlike her villainous sister, however, she has a softer side, as she does seem to use her rational thoughts to think through her actions. With regards to killing Liam, it was in self-defense, as he was going to murder Mercedes McQueen, Jennifer Metcalf, if he hadn't died. But she could end up in the same position as Claire, as the latter was struck down in a hit-and-run when one of her enemies decided to get revenge. Away from the village, Grace has made her fair share of enemies, and any one of them could come to Chester to enact revenge. Just as the beloved character is getting back to the heights of her villainy, she could also become a victim of a hit-and-run. As the last remaining member of the Black/Donovan clan left to die, her death would mark the end of an era in the village. Having been on the show for 9 years and having avoided being killed off, despite several attempts being made, could it finally be the end of the road for Grace? Earlier this year, executive producer, Lucy Allen, spoke about her plans for the show as she begins her second stint in the role, having previously held it back in 2009. "How well do you know your British soaps? How many times has Ian Beale been married in EastEnders? What is the name of Bianca Jackson and Ricky Butcher's son on EastEnders? On EastEnders in 2002, who accidentally ran Jamie Mitchell over in his car, which caused his death? How many times has Corey's Steve MacDonald been married? What happened to Emily Bishop in Coronation Street? who murdered Maxine Peacock in Coronation Street in 2003? Which incident in 1993 killed off 4 characters in Emmerdale? When did the show stop being known as Emmerdale Farm? On what day did Hollyoaks air its first episode? What was the name of the much-loved Coronation Street pet dog who was put down in April 2020 after 14 years? 1996 saw the arrival of one of Hollyoaks' all-time bad boys and rival of Kurt Benson, but who is he? Who is the longest-serving character on Coronation Street? Who shot Phil in EastEnders? How many fires have there been at Corey's Rover's return? Get out of my pub, you're no Soaps fan. You're either too young to remember the big lines or have better things to do on weekday evenings. Casual viewer, you watch them sometimes so you kinda know what's been going on. Die-hard fan, you love watching the Soaps so much your entire week is planned around when they air. Discussing her plans for the year ahead, she said, "Obviously this was a return to Hollyoaks for me and I was absolutely delighted to receive a show that was in such robust health, in spite of all the challenges that have been thrown at it due to COVID. I've said all the way through that this was never about reinventing a very much loved brand. This was about building on what we already had and making sure that we keep the ethos of Hollyoaks. From doing things first, to keeping the show's unique take on the world absolutely at the forefront of every story that we tell. It's the nature of Soaps that people come and go. We mourn those that leave and fall in love with new characters who arrive," she said in an interview with Digital Spy. There have already been numerous exits from the show this year, and as springtime approaches, it seems there is going to be more heartache on the horizon. Grace could be one of these exits which are in the pipeline, and one of the most common causes of a character leaving is death. With her family's history, it is more than likely this is how she would leave, instead of riding off into the sunset or going on the run. But as one of the only characters who still has a villainous streak, will she get back to her former glory and kill off another beloved character?